morning, good afternoon, and good evening from anywhere you're listening to this channel across the world. Welcome to Afri's Concept TV. The news headline: Justin, EFCC invites 8 Buhari ministers over alleged corruption. Once again, you're welcome to today's news. The news details. Kindly listen to the end. The nation's number anti-corruption agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has reportedly invited 8 former ministers who served under former President Muhammadu Buhari. Sources disclosed that the 8 former ministers were all invited for questioning over allegations bordering on corruption. The invitation letters, according to sources, requested the former top government officials to come and explain how they spent funds allocated to their ministries on some designated projects when they held sway at their respective positions. Daily Trust reports that the letter were extended to the former ministers before the suspension of Abdulrasheed Bawa as chairman of the commission. The anti-graft agency had commenced investigations. The source said apart from the former Minister of Women Affairs, Plãñ, who was invited last week over alleged 2 billion naira fraud and part of the money allegedly diverted from the African First Lady Peace Mission project. About 7 others have been invited, and it would be recalled that Sail Mama, also a former Minister of Power under former President Muhammadu Buhari, was last month arrested and detained by the Commission in connection with an alleged 22 billion naira fraud related to power projects. Also, it was learnt that the immediate past Minister of Police Affairs, Muhammad Maigari Dingadi, has also been summoned over how the police trust fund was handled. Speaking further on condition of anonymity, the source said Dingadi would provide answers to allegations of purchasing refurbished vehicles for the Nigerian police as new. He said, and I quote, "Well, I am not aware of the letter. I have not seen it. Maybe they sent it to the office. I will inquire from the office." The Minister of Police Affairs, Dingadi, said in a phone conversation with the aforementioned platform. The former Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, and the immediate past Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, were also invited by the anti-graft agencies. Before the suspension of the EFCC chairman, EFCC already invited 8 Buhari ministers, like from Buhari administration. 8 ministers were invited over corruption allegations. So they were invited for interrogation on a corruption allegation that was charged against them. So amongst which are the former Minister of Women Affairs, that is Plãñ, Saleh Maman, the former Minister of Power, and Muhammad Maigari Dingadi, the Minister of Police Affairs, amongst others, the former Minister of Aviation, Adi Sirika, the immediate past Minister of Justice, and Attorney General of Federation, Abubakar Malami. They were all invited on different counts. Not the same, they were not charged the same corruption crimes. But it has invited, the EFCC has invited 8 of them. They actually served under former President Muhammadu Buhari. So the a source disclosed that 8 of those former ministers were invited for questioning over allegations bordering on corruption. And the invitation letters, according to the sources, requested that this formal top government official should come and explain how they spent funds. Like, that was why they were actually invited. So explain how they spent some funds that was allocated to their ministries on some designated projects when they were still in their positions. They were invited to come and explain how they actually spent some funds that was allocated to them for some specific projects and some designated projects. That was why they were invited. This happened before the suspension of Abdulrasheed Bawa, the chairman of EFCC. So the anti-graft agency has commenced investigation. The Women Affairs former minister that was arrested, that was invited, that is Pauline Tallen, was actually invited over alleged 2 billion naira fraud. That was what she was invited for, to come and explain the 2 billion naira fraud and the part of the money that was allegedly diverted. A particular amount was allocated for a project called the African First Lady Peace Mission Project. So she was asked to come and, so she was invited to come and explain how that 2 billion naira was being diverted. And also, Sale Maman, the former Minister of Power too, was arrested last month and detained in connection to a 22 billion naira fraud. That one too was arrested for a 22 billion naira fraud related to power projects. The Minister of Police Affairs too, Muhammad Maigari, he was asked to handle the police trust fund and get the police new cars, new vehicles. But he actually purchased refurbished one as new. So that's why he was invited for questioning. And also the former Minister of Aviation too were also invited by the anti-graft agency. The Dingyadi, which is the former Minister of Police Affairs, has said that he's not aware of the letter, that he has not seen it, that maybe it's been sent to his office, but he has not seen it. So this Tinubu's administration has started well, because they are inviting people. So we just hope they will be able to invite Tinubu, Muhammad Buhari also for questioning, and he's not going to be left beside, because it's like nobody wants to mention his name and they are running from that. What's your view concerning this news? Kindly share your view in the comment section, and don't forget to like and share, and also click on the subscribe button to subscribe and the bell for more updates. Thank you for listening to The Hand.